Places to visit in Istanbul in 3 days. If you're visiting Istanbul but only have a few days to spend, don't worry that you can enjoy your stay in Istanbul to the fullest with our 3-day itinerary. Places to visit in Istanbul in 3 days, taking in the most important sites and top attractions of the city, so that you'll be able to make the most of your stay. Day 1. On your first Istanbul day, we recommend you discover the Old City. Dating back to 685 BC and being the capital for many civilizations such as the Romans, Byzantine Empire, and Ottoman Empire for ages, the Sultanahmet neighborhood is where most tourists head. With all the sightseeing heavyweights packed together with must-see mosques, museums, and palaces, Sultanahmet is a natural magnet for millions of tourists in Istanbul. The relatively traffic-free region makes it easy to explore on foot and by tram. If you stay in Taksim hotels, you can take a funicular from Taksim Square and reach Kabatis tram station in 5 minutes. And then take the tram to Sultanahmet, 20 minutes. You are in Sultanahmet now, and as you are energetic and before getting tired, we recommend you visit the 2 must-see sites here first, the Hagia Sophia and Topkapi Palace Museum. This place is what every Istanbul itinerary has for sure. If you had just 1 day in Istanbul, the world-famous Hagia Sophia would be your first stop. Dating back to 325, it is a former church, museum, and now mosque that has been declared one of the world's greatest architectural works and accepted as the 8th wonder of the world. It's like stepping into the holy world of Christianity and Islam, merged on the shell-like apse and under an impressive dome, in a mysterious and mystical ambience, with a wide range of architectural and artworks dating back thousands of years, such as the golden Christian mosaics and colorful frescoes from the Byzantine era. Hagia Sophia's mosaics depict Christian scenes. After your Hagia Sophia visit, head out to Topkapi Palace on foot, 5 minutes, and get to the Imperial Gate of the palace. You'll admire Topkapi Palace Museum and its famous harem section and have a detailed look at the rooms, gardens, galleries, collections, and decoration from the past and today. It is a magnificent oriental palace and one of the world's greatest architectural works. Once the residence of the Ottoman sultans, it is also one of the world's richest museums. It houses the finest samples of seal, bookbinding, jewelry, and box craftsmanship, as well as inscriptions, as well as the finest collection of Chinese porcelain in the world. Topkapi Palace is a giant complex, and you'll need about 1.5 to 2 hours to have a complete tour. Lunch. You should be hungry now, don't you? You can find loads of tourist cafes and restaurants along Sultanahmet Square and along the tram road. We recommend historical 1920 Sultanahmet Köftesi, Divan Yolu Street, to taste the delicious grilled meatballs and the sweet semolina cake. Expect to spend about $10 per person for this menu. As you just finished touring Topkapi Palace, you can also have lunch in one of the quality restaurants overlooking the Marmara Sea inside the Topkapi Palace. After lunch, head out to the Basilica Sistine on foot, situated about 150 meters from Hagia Sophia. Tour of Basilica Sistine. The Basilica Sistine Museum is one of the most impressive and mystical buildings in the city. The 2 Medusa heads, which are used as supports under the 2 columns at the northwest edge of the Sistine, take the most interest and attract visitors. After your Basilica Sistine tour, head out to Sultanahmet Square on foot, 5 minutes, and get to the Imperial Gate of the palace. You can continue your afternoon by exploring Sultanahmet Square on foot. Once a Byzantium hippodrome from the 4th century, the square itself hosts the famous historic places and sites that include the Egyptian obelisk, the Serpentine Column, the Colossus, or the Column of Constantine Porphyrogenitus, and the German Fountain. After the square visit, you can head out to the Blue Mosque, located across from Sultanahmet Square. The Blue Mosque is a great sample of Turkish and Islamic architecture and can also be considered as a triumph of harmony, proportion and elegance. After the Sultanahmet Square and Blue Mosque visits, you can continue exploring the Sultanahmet neighborhood and the Old City. We think that now you can be kind of tired of exploring the Old City with all these tours of the museum since early morning and would want to stop entering the rest of the sites. You just want to have a long rest in one of the pretty cafes or restaurants in the area, have a snack or drink with Turkish bagel, tea, or Turkish coffee. And when you feel recharged, you can continue exploring the area on foot without any museum visits. If you think you are strong enough to explore all the remaining sites in Sultanahmet until dinner time, then we can recommend the below museums. They are all within walking distance of Sultanahmet Square. Great Palace Mosaics Museum, behind the Sultanahmet Mosque. After your Sultanahmet day out, you can now plan your dinner and nighttime activities. We recommend that you reward yourself with a Bosphorus dinner cruise with entertainment. Or have a lively night out in the city's popular Taksim or Galata neighborhoods. You can check out the best rooftop bars and restaurants, bars, Irish pubs, and nightclubs in Istanbul. You can access these attractions by tram from Sultanahmet. Bosphorus dinner cruise with entertainment. This is one of the most popular nighttime entertainments in the city. It is mostly preferred by tourists who want to experience a unique attraction specific to Istanbul. Typical dinner cruises start from the Kabartız Pier daily at about 8 p.m. and last for about 3 hours. While you cruise along Bosphorus and enjoy your meal, you'll be entertained by traditional belly dancing, a henna ceremony, a Romani dance, folk dancing, a live DJ, etc. Day 2. On your second Istanbul day, we recommend you discover the modern part of the city, the Beyoğlu district. With its traces of the European architecture of the past 100 years, Beyoğlu and its lively neighborhoods are a must-visit. Taksim, Karaköy, Galata, and Tofane are the most popular tourist zones in the region. If you stay in Sultanahmet hotels, you can take a tram to Karaköy, 20 minutes, or Kabartız, 30 minutes, to access the region. Dolmabahce Palace Museum is a glorious palace from the Ottoman era. Situated on the banks of the Bosphorus between Kabartız and Beşiktaş, it was the residence of the last 6 Ottoman sultans. The palace houses more than 50,000 objects in its hundreds of rooms. The interior of the palace reflects the grandeur of the epoch and was designed like the luxurious European palaces. The giant crystal stairs and chandeliers, large oil paintings, and armchairs are very attractive. After the Dolmabahce Palace tour, head out to Taksim. From Dolmabahce Palace, walk 150 meters to Kabartız and take a funicular, 5 minutes, or public bus, 15 minutes. Taksim is a cosmopolitan region, a communications hub, and an important commercial, entertainment, and shopping area for tourists to have a nice Istanbul city walking tour. You can stroll around Taksim Square, watch the crowd, take photos, and then pass through the famous Istiklal Street. Istiklal Street is probably the most famous street and entertainment area in the city. It is a long, colorful pedestrian street full of all kinds of shops, restaurants, cafes, and street shows. You can visit the fantastic Madame Tussauds Wax Museum, the amazing St. Anthony of Padua Church, and the Pera Museum there. In between strolling Istiklal Street and enjoying the lively atmosphere, you should have a lunch in one of the pretty restaurants along the way. When you come to the end of Istiklal Street, there is the pretty tunnel square leading to the famous Galata Tower, a 10-minute downhill walk from the Galip Dede ramp. You'll also find lovely music stores, art galleries, and souvenir shops when you walk down from the Galip Dede ramp. The Galata Mevlevi Lodge Museum is also situated at the beginning of this ramp. Heading downwards from the Galip Dede ramp, you are now in the Galata neighborhood, famous for its narrow streets housing a variety of lovely cafes, restaurants, and, of course, the very famous Galata Tower, topped with a distinctive witch's hat roof and one of the most impressive and popular landmarks of the city. You can enjoy the city's panoramic views and take great photos on top of its observatory deck with a 360-degree view of Istanbul. There are 2 elevators at the entrance that take you to the top. After you spend about 30 minutes on top of the Galata Tower, you can continue exploring the surroundings and lively streets with great outdoor cafes, restaurants, and souvenir shops in Galata and the nearby Karakoy neighborhood by the seashore. Make sure you have dinner in one of the restaurants, cafes, or rooftop restaurants with Bosphorus views in the region. For nighttime activities, we recommend you see the Whirling Dervishes show, which is unique to Istanbul and a popular tourist attraction, and then continue the night in the city's popular Taksim or Galata neighborhoods. You can check out the best rooftop bars and restaurants, bars, Irish pubs, and nightclubs in Istanbul. If you are in the city on Friday or Saturday night, we also recommend you take a pub crawl along the lively bars of Taksim with a local guide. Whirling Dervishes show is one of the most visited Istanbul attractions among tourists. It is because this ceremony is a very unusual event for the tourists, and when they hear about it, the majority of them try to catch this 1-hour show and witness the miracle of the Whirling Dervishes. There are 2 popular venues where you can watch this show. Book your tickets online in advance, as they are selling out quickly. Pub crawl in Istanbul can be a perfect night out for you to avoid tourist traps. Visit the best pubs, bars, and clubs in the city. You'll meet other clubbers who are up for an intense night out in Istanbul, along with guides who know the city's best spots. So this is your 3rd and last day in Istanbul, and we recommend you have a relaxing day out and enjoy the tourist shopping scene of the city, plus the Bosphorus. Yes, you should visit the 2 tourist centers for shopping in Istanbul, the Grand Bazaar and the Egyptian Spice Market, and finally experience a very relaxing and unique Turkish bath and massage therapy. Day 3. Here, your final day in Istanbul begins. Bosphorus Cruise. This is a popular, unique, and fantastic form of entertainment and sightseeing during your Istanbul stay. It is also one of the best ways to discover and enjoy the most beautiful sights and sounds of the city over the sea. Typical boat tours start from the Eminönü Pier every hour. You'll be able to explore the city at your own pace on board the boat and enjoy all the famous landmarks on the Bosphorus, such as Dolmabahce Palace, Ortaköy Mosque, Rumeli Fortress, Maiden's Tower, and the Bosphorus Bridge. Egyptian Spice Bazaar. The historical Egyptian Spice Bazaar is a colorful and mystically covered spice market lined with spice stalls on the Eminonu coast, near the Yeni Mosque. You are able to find about every kind of herb and spice at the market, as well as ingredients for cooking, Turkish delight, and Turkish coffee. It is a perfect place for tourists to end their Istanbul visit by shopping for souvenirs for their loved ones before leaving Istanbul. You can have your lunch at one of the good restaurants in Eminonu. After lunch, take a tram to Beyazıt and head out to Grand Bazaar. Grand Bazaar. Covering an area of 47,000 meters too, the Grand Bazaar is a plus 550-year-old covered market and also one of the largest and oldest covered markets in the world. You are able to find about anything here in Grand Bazaar, from the finest silky shawls and scarves in traditional patterns to traditional items, from antiques, leather goods, and ceramics to the famous carpets, from spices and beautiful handicrafts to gold and jewelry. Downwards from Beyazıt, you'll come up to the Laleli neighborhood, which is home to numerous touristic stores, markets, and designer shops selling textile goods, especially to the Russian and Old Eastern Bloc countries, as well as many cafes, restaurants, hotels, and pensions along the back streets. The famous Koska Helvacisi is situated on the main road to Laleli. You should visit here and buy Turkish delight. After the Grand Bazaar and around the world shopping tour, you can now plan your time before dinner. We highly recommend you take a Turkish bath experience for amazing relaxation. If you have so many shopping items with you, you can go to your hotel, leave your belongings, and then go out for a Turkish bath. Turkish bath. This will be one of the one-time experiences of your Istanbul visit. With a Turkish bath, also called hammam, you can enjoy an authentic experience, relax your muscles, rest in a steam bath, and refresh your body. It will be a unique experience, and you will be freshened up. We recommend you visit the historical Sembolytes Hammam, situated in the Sembolytes neighborhood, close to the Grand Bazaar. You can walk or take a tram to get there. After your Turkish bath experience, you can have your dinner in one of the good restaurants near your hotel. And after dinner, you can rest in one of the cafes or pubs around and plan your departure to-do list. You can explore the majority of the sights and sounds of the city on foot. You will mostly need to take a tram for transportation between old and modern cities. So get an Istanbul cart, as you can access all the public transportation. You can purchase an unlimited ride card for 3 days for €32. You have limited time and you should buy fast-track entry tickets to avoid the long queues and get skip-line access on several top sites such as Hagia Sophia, Topkapi Palace, Basilica Sistine, Dolmabahce Palace, etc. You will find all the links to purchase tickets in the description. We recommend you buy your tickets online. This is by far the easiest and best value for money. There are also guided tours with professional local guides, so you can save yourself from beggars and people coming by and asking for help with guidance or for money. So, that's 3 perfect days in Istanbul. We hope you enjoyed it.